Remember when the CDC was the gold standard for science, when the Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention was among the most respected government agencies, when we could trust it to produce accurate scientific and medical advisories free of political influence or bias? Yeah, so do I, because it was only a few years ago. But then the pandemic happened and everything changed. The CDC became political, taking its cues from who else? The powerful teachers' unions. Newly released text messages between the head of one of the nation's most powerful unions, Randi Weingarten, and the head of the CDC, Rochelle Walensky, are, should I say, shocking? Maybe not. The texts show a chummy relationship that led to a watering down of CDC guidelines to schools about reopening for in-person learning in February 2021. Now, I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm really not. I think all of us knew at the time this was going on. We just didn't have proof of it. But now, thanks to a parents' rights group in Fairfax County, Virginia, we have proof. The parents submitted a Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA, request, and after months and months of stalling by the federal bureaucrats, they finally got their proof. Here's how it all went down. And this is personal, not only for me. My son was stuck in Zoom hell for nearly 2 years in his bedroom, but for millions of other families whose children suffered. Weingarten sends a text to Walensky voicing concerns about the language of the federal agency's February 2021 school opening guidance, a day before it was made public. Now, the powerful union boss then texts Walensky the language she claims was leaked to the media by someone from within the CDC, and it read in part, quote, all schools can provide in-person instruction, either full or hybrid, through strict adherence to mitigation strategies. The following day, when the CDC released its operation guidance for schools, the phrase all schools can provide in-person instruction was modified to all schools have options to provide in-person instruction. Weingarten then texts Walensky a link to her union's press release on the guidance, which includes her glowing statement about the CDC. Weingarten's statement lauded the agency for meeting, quote, fear of the pandemic with facts and evidence and producing, quote, an informed, tactile plan that has the potential to help school communities around the country stay safe. Walensky responds to the message by saying, quote, this gave me the biggest smile of my week. Thank you, friend. The communications director for the Fairfax County Parents Group spoke with Fox News about the outrageous political influence in our children's education.
So did you expect to get this chummy of an exchange between? We knew they were communicating, but they were effectively in cahoots and the unions was running the show.
Right. We were not surprised at all by the fact that there was political maneuvering behind reopening plans. Parents witnessed that firsthand back in 2021. But we were a little surprised to see just how chummy the relationship between the teachers union and the CDC was. I think most of us tend to think of the CDC as sort of the gold standard in using science-based, very fact-driven metrics to develop public policy, and these text messages read like friends making dinner plans.
Yes, we used to think of them that way, but stuff like this and how they acted eroded that trust a long time ago. By the way, so Randi Weingarten didn't want us to see any of this because she's been claiming she wanted to open the schools all along. Here she is at a House hearing in April. Watch.
We spent every day from February on trying to get schools open. We knew that remote education was not a substitute for opening schools. They wanted to be in school teaching. They knew that remote was not right for our kids. We knew we had to be in school. We just wanted to be safe.
Oh, boy. The passion. She wanted to open it so badly that she watered down the language to make sure schools didn't have to.
Yeah, that's a complete rewriting of history, and any parent and child can tell you that. What we saw over and over were the teachers' unions, the CDC, putting adult wants in front of children's needs. Students were sacked during the pandemic.
Absolutely. By the way, good on the Fairfax County Parents Association for this Freedom of Information Act. I mean, without this request, we don't know these things. We don't get the truth about who really wanted kids in school, and it certainly wasn't Randi Weingarten and the teachers' unions. Christy Hudson, thank you so much for this work and for sharing. with us this morning.
Thank you.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here at Americans for Limited Government, holding our government officials accountable, please like and share this video and subscribe to us on YouTube and Rumble.